Okay, so today I have a talk with one of my friends. Y'all want to guess what happened? She called me and she talking about this dude that she was talking to. She had a dude that didn't appreciate her, that would hug girls in front of her and all that bullshit, and had hickeys on his neck. Just didn't appreciate her. So She meets this guy on New Year's night, and he was eyeing her down. He thought she was beautiful and everything else, the whole 9 yards. So then she was like, man, where can I find that nigga at? And then, she look on Facebook and she finds a nigga, right? Out of a million guys, she finds this one nigga that she saw downtown. Didn't know his name, probably didn't remember what he looked like, but she found him. It was just like a conscious thing. It was fate, maybe. Um, then after that, they started talking. He said, well, you look familiar. And so then they started talking from there. So then she went all the way to go and see him. She went and went to see him, and they hung out. But he didn't tell her that he was still with his ex-girlfriend that he claims he wasn't happy with. So then she got mad about it. My friend, she got mad about the situation, and she said she was going to go home because she said she didn't want to disrespect him if he was still in a relationship. And so, I'm like, okay, well, what else happened? And so she tells me that he played her, basically. He made her catch the bus all the way from one side of town to that side of town, and blase blase. And then the next day, that night remaining, he said that he didn't feel right, and all this stuff here. He started having second thoughts about the situation. So that's when she started thinking maybe he still has feelings for this girl that he claimed he's not happy with, because he said that he didn't like the girl. She was still in high school. She was immature. Her mind span wasn't all there. And basically it just went on from there. So he told her that he was having second thoughts about even being in a relationship, that he thanked her for opening up his eyes and making him realize that you're 18, you need to go ahead and live your life, things like that. So then the next day, he didn't text her at all, because and then he texted her later on saying that he was at work. She looks on his Facebook. Gotta put on my glasses for this one. She gets on his Facebook, and she sees that this bitch is saying, oh, I love you, baby, things like that. I'm like, what? I'm like, I thought the nigga done broke up with the bitch, and she's sitting up here saying that she love him. So then my friend texts this dude and be like, I thought you broke up with her. You back with her? And so then he's like, no. And then that's when she basically got upset and started tagging all these pictures of them they took together, everything else, and just started shit with the girl. And the girl was just sitting there being all cordial and calm, like it's some goddamn country western show. This ain't no goddamn country western show shit. This is fucking 2012, bitch. Like, seriously, grow the fuck up. If the dude don't want you, the dude don't want you. And plus, he says he's going to Job Corps. He moving to San Marcos. But who knows? Probably, maybe he was lying. Who knows? We never know. But see, that's why I like to stay single for a while, because I don't want that shit going on with me, and I don't want to have to start no shit with no bitches. I preferably want a nigga that's older than me, for the fact that their mind span is up there on that level, and they expect you to be on that level. So if you're on that level, then y'all good. But if you with a nigga that's like 18, 17, 16, you better be looking for the nigga to be talking to other bitches, because that's just the way it is. You gotta deal with it, or you don't. You take it or leave it. It's a two-way thing. It goes both ways. So I prefer niggas that are like older than me, because I know that I'm not gonna get played. 9 times out of 10, you're more or less to get played by older niggas, and if you are, then that was your fault though, because you chose the nigga. So it's your fault if anything happens in a relationship, because you chose to be with him. So that's what I was telling her. I was like, you can't just go and be with some nigga and you don't even know who he is, and then you get played like that. Yeah, you helped him open up his eyes, but you should have just left him all alone from that, when he told you that night that he didn't want to be with you, when he wanted to be by himself. You should have just left him alone. You know, So it's a whole bunch of drama going on right now, and she's calling my phone and she's telling me what should she do because she really liked this nigga, and it's like I don't know what to tell you because I still got some growing up to do. I can only tell you so much. I'm a very wise person, and I'm very calm about things, but I'm not gonna go and start shit with the bitch though. You just gonna start shit with the nigga that started it. If he wants to be back with the bitch and he wants to be unhappy and miserable for the rest of his life, he goes ahead and he does what he does. But just let it be known, if the girl's in high school and the girl's going with their ex on New Year's, that bitch is not gonna be faithful with you, sweetie. So if he sees this video, I hope you know she's not gonna be faithful with you. So you might as well get that in your fucking head. You're 18 years old, you got your GED, you're finna go to Job Corps, and you're gonna be living long distance relationships with this girl, and it's not gonna work out. Sooner or later, it's not gonna work out. You might as well face reality. It's not gonna work out. So I don't know. Facebook, YouTube. I need help here. I need y'all to give me some advice so I can give this girl some advice because it's kind of running me down. I got my own shit to be worried about. So I don't know. But I kind of put my feet in her shoes because I kind of feel bad for her. And I kind of want to tell them something, but I can't be stepping into people's problems like that. But I can try to help her though. That's something I can do. But that's why I don't get with niggas younger than me. When I see a nigga that's younger than me, I automatically just step away. Or either I try the nigga out and I say, okay, well he's acting like a kid, so let me just isolate myself away from him. Things like that. Okay, well I'm bored, so I'm probably gonna like post another video. I don't know. Y'all tell me what I need to talk about in my next video, and I'll talk about it. Just let me know. All right. Bye.